What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome to your AEW Dynamite review for January the 24th, 2024. We are just days away from the Royal Rumble, where we will do a lot of things, including reviewing that show, whether it's being pissed off or excited. We'll find out when we get to that. But tonight is AEW Dynamite. We had our Monday Night Raw review up already on the channel. Go check that out. I did not do a emergency episode. I'm taking that line from Solo Monster, based on the news that came out with Netflix and WWE, and also the story of The Rock being on the board for TKO. We'll save all of that news for Sunday's podcast, because that might actually go into plans to see what happens at the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to wait until the Royal Rumble to decide whether or not the Rock stuff means anything at all. So I'm going to save that for there. Please hit that like button, comment down below, hit that in that section, that comment section right there. Subscribe. YouTube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. You can follow the social medias. Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter. Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram. You can also go listen to the other audio outlets. Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. All of that. Much, much more. So, we had not a great crowd here tonight. The show was fine. I enjoyed the show for what it was, and I put out the tweet a little bit earlier stating, Dynamite was alright tonight. It's just a crowd brings so much to a wrestling show, and tonight was bad in terms of a crowd. You've got to do something about those ticket sales, Tony. You can put on the best card ever, but none of that's going to matter if the show is not selling. And that was confirmed here. The show was good, I thought. I had some great matches of the show. Of course, we're talking about Hangman Page and Penta, Swerve, and Jeff Hardy, who actually had an excellent match. Suzuki and Edge had a decent match here. It's weird to see Minoru Suzuki take on Edge. And I believe there was another. Even the women's match between Red Velvet and Thunder Rosa was fine. But the crowd didn't care. We're going to talk about it here. Because the show opened up with Samoa Joe, who came off his excellent main event match with Hook last week, which I wish I was there for. I'm so fucking disappointed I didn't go to that. Joe comes out saying, tonight is all about celebration, as title shots must now be earned, which is why everyone will come out and battle tooth and nail for an opportunity at his title. Samoa Joe can appreciate the ammunition, I believe that's what it says. But he warns that they're not getting an opportunity for a title. It's a chance to get for the worst night of their life. He will beat down anyone and take everything from them. Hook comes out, which very odd that they had Hook continue this story here. I'll talk about that in just a little bit here. Hook shakes his hand, whispers that he doesn't know when or where, but he will see Joe again. Tells Joe to get security in the ring to get him out. Basically, not earned. Well, I forgot the exact terms he said, but whatever, out of the ring here. Before we get into the match here, because the first match was Hangman Page and Pentagon. I don't know, if we're gonna do the match with Hook again, Hook's got to win some more matches and they got to get more TV time. Sticking him on Rampage is not going to do it, because not a lot of people are watching Rampage. I don't watch Rampage anymore. I barely even cover Rampage anymore. So, I actually, when I first started this show, this podcast, I was not going to do Rampage. I made that decision when I first started with the Clash at the Castle show, I'm like, I'm not doing, Rampage. I said I was going to do Dynamite, and I have. I said I was going to do Raw and SmackDown. I have. I know it took that long. There's times I didn't do the show, which I have. And I said I was going to do Collision, but ever since CM Punk left, I don't really care for Collision. So, and I'm not watching Collision this Saturday. I will talk about Collision on Sunday's podcast because Saturday my focus is on the Royal Rumble. To me, that's a more important show than Collision. I'm sorry, but point is, you got to make the whole Hook's got to be more important after, because he looked like a star last week. You've got to do more with him afterwards. That's all I'm going to say on that point here. We kicked off with a very, very good opening match here with Hangman Adam Page and Penta El Zero Miedo. Penta starts the match with some impressive sling blades onto Hangman Page, but as he tries to bounce off the ropes, Page cuts him off with a fallaway slam and a standing moonsault. Page turns things around with a leg drop, then a huge chop in the corner, while Hangman responds with one of his own. Penta, responds with one of his own. The two-man trade clothesline attempts. They both go down. They go to commercial break. While they're coming back here, they fight to the outside here, or they're on the outside. Page sends Penta headfirst into the ring post. This is followed up by a big boot inside the ring. Things head back to the outside. Penta gets the best of things, avoiding Hangman. Then they decide to do a diving over the top. I'm not sure which one. I believe it was Penta that did a diving over the top rope to wipe out the cow. Yeah, it was Penta to wipe out Hangman Page. Despite that, Page immediately responded with a Death Valley driver. That forces Penta to kick out at 2 after a pinfall attempt. Penta manages to hit a thrust kick and then plants Page down to the mat, which gets him a near fall. Then at one point, so Hangman's getting ready to try to hit a buckshot lariat. Penta tries to hit a Canadian Destroyer on the ring apron. Didn't go there, as Page was able to hit the Deadeye. At one point, Penta hit the Made in Japan, which is a move I associate more with Shingo Takagi. Was only able to get a 2 count there. Like I said, Page hits the Deadeye on the ring apron. Then a moonsault to the outside. Hangman goes for a buckshot lariat again, but misses. Eventually hitting a normal lariat, and then able to hit the buckshot for the win. And Hangman Adam Page gets the win here. Very fun opening match here. Hangman then was telling Joe, I'm coming for your gold. I'm coming to get back a title I should have never lost. So hopefully things look up for Hangman Page in 2024 as everything else here. Backstage, we go to Orange Cassidy with Renee Paquette. And he agrees to defend his championship at Revolution against Roderick Strong, which I keep forgetting that Orange Cassidy is the international champion. But he says, why do I have to wait till Revolution? It's like 5-6 weeks away. He said he'll keep defending his title and told Tony Khan to put people in a match on Rampage, and the winner will challenge him for the title on Collision. I know it's Vikingo, the Butcher, and I forget who the other two are, but they're going to face off on Rampage to see who faces Orange Cassidy on Saturday Night Collision. The Bucks are shown backstage here in suits and all this stuff here. They then get asked what their first plan of action as executives are. They want more respect by being told their passport name, which is Matthew Nicholas. Believe it or not, they on AEW's website they actually are listed as Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson, which I think is pretty fucking hilarious. They say they fixed the catering problem and they're here to make sure the show runs smoothly. They run into Top Flight, says basically, where have you been? Like, we've been here since 1. You guys just got here. It says next time we see them, we're gonna find you. So we'll see where this goes here. I'm still not a fan of the whole Young Bucks getting the match with Sting at Revolution, but it's whatever. It's whatever, in my opinion here. Match I didn't really give too much of shits about was Wardlow versus Trent Beretta. This is a very random ass match here. But so a chair got brought into the ring here. The referee, who is Rick Knox, who is fucking stupid and dumb at his job, so distracted that Trent Beretta uses a chair that suplexes Wardlow inside the ring, follows up with a DDT, kicks out, but Wardlow hits him with the Powerbomb Symphony for the win. Wardlow is your winner here. This match did nothing for me. Outside of like this match and then the Hardy Swerve match and the main event, no other matches on here. A little bit of the Thunder Rosa match, but none of the other matches really did anything for me. And this was one of them, so I could have done without this match on the show. They could have put this on like Collision or hell, you could have put this on Rampage and I wouldn't give a shit, but We got a face-to-face promo here with Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo, because Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm are going to be, I'm assuming they're going to battle each other at Revolution for the Women's Championship. Toni Storm says it's ridiculous that Deonna Purrazzo was body shamed, I think it was last week, because there's far more to shame about her. Says that Purrazzo can't just waltz in here and use their friendship to get a title shot. Says that she has lots of friends less talented than her. While Purrazzo might be the best technical wrestler, if she gets in the ring with her, she will twist her. I'm not making this up here. She says she will twist her lips so hard that she will need a epidural. I probably butchered that, but it was kind of hilarious. It was just random, but it was funny. Purrazzo says that she came here to become a champion, and it just so happens the champion used to be her friend, but she has no problem earning a shot and winning it arm by arm. She says she doesn't want to wrestle this delusional sham. She wants the Toni Storm who lived her in her house when she moved to America, as she was one of the best wrestlers in the world, and that's the one she wants to beat for the title. Purrazzo begs Toni to find the past version of herself, and she tells her to look at her ankle because they have matching tattoos. Toni says that she can take her tattoo and blow it up her bumhole, which is funny as shit. Toni throws a shoe at Purrazzo. Purrazzo throws back. Mariah May. So Toni gets put in an armbar, Fujiwara armbar. Mariah May saves her. However, Deonna Purrazzo ends up hitting a running knee, where she was trying to take out Toni Storm, but hits Luther instead. And that's usually how that segment ends. I'm assuming this is going to lead to their match at Revolution. I don't think it's confirmed yet. Let me look at the Revolution card here. Let me look here. The Revolution card currently, it's only Sting and Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks and Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong for the international title. That's about it. But I'm assuming this match is going to be one of the other matches added to that show on March 3rd. So, yeah. Jon Moxley is shown backstage saying that there's a bigger mountain to climb for the Blackpool Combat Club and what it means to be elite. Some people think that the word is all about a party, but he says the party is over, and when he gets in the ring, he's going to show that. He will give his heart and soul for the people, including this Friday. I'm not exactly sure what Jon Moxley is doing on Rampage. I'm going to have to look that up because I don't know if they actually confirmed what he was doing on Rampage, but they did say this. Match that I thought was probably my favorite match of the night which was Swerve Strickland defeating Jeff Hardy. This is a version of Jeff Hardy I actually do want to see in AEW. I'm actually more convinced now that the problem is not with the Hardys. It's not Jeff Hardy. It's Matt Hardy, and he needs to get the fuck off television. Get him off my TV screen. But this is great here. Before that, Taya Valkyrie and Johnny Mondo, whatever you want to call them, are doing themselves here. And Taya Valkyrie challenged Deanna Purrazzo to a match. They're going to have a match on Collision. So there's that. So this match here starts off with Jeff Hardy trying to catch Swerve with a roll-up early on. Jeff tries to grab the tights to take advantage, but that just fires Swerve up. But leads to Jeff Hardy slapping him in the face, only for the veteran to crash and burn with a splash. Strickland instantly drops Hardy with a backbreaker, but Matt Hardy then provides a distraction, which he needs to get the fuck off the TV screen. Jeff takes advantage, attacking Swerve's midsection here. I'm going to skip most of the match here, so I don't spend too much time talking about Matt Hardy out here. Jeff Hardy then, because they're on the outside here, Jeff Hardy sends Swerve into the barricade, tries to run, does the Hardy spot with running a leaping off of things to do whatever it is that he does with his leg or whatever. So, however, they get back into the ring here. Swerve turns it around, but the neck breaker then dives Hardy's face into the mat. Swerve dives from the top rope, from the top turnbuckles, into the back of Hardy. Jeff Hardy responds with a whisper in the wind. Swerve was able to hits a kick to avoid a twist of fate, only to eat a Manhattan drop, then a leg drop, and a drop kick. That's a lot of leg. That's a lot of leg things going on there. Spills back out the ring. They stand on the stairs. Hardy nails a twist of fate onto it. However, back inside the ring, Hardy misses a swanton bomb. Gets hit with a house call by Swerve, but Hardy kicks out. Jeff hits several jawbreakers, but caught with a flatliner as Swerve delays a beautiful vertical suplex. Swerve then hits the Swerve Stomp for the win, and Swerve Strickland gets a win on Jeff Hardy. Again, this was my favorite match of the night so far. By the end of this review, I'll probably say this is my favorite match of the night. This is a Jeff Hardy I want to see more of, because this Jeff Hardy brought it. Just get him away from Matt Hardy. That's all you got to do. I really do think Jeff Hardy, and even in WWE, he did so much better as a singles wrestler than a tag team wrestler. A lot of people would like to think that Matt Hardy, even Matt Hardy thinks he's better off as a singles wrestler. No, Matt Hardy, you are more conditioned to be a tag team guy than Jeff Hardy. You know? So it's very weird, but, you know. And give me more of this Jeff Hardy and I'll be fine with it. Swerve and Hangman Page met backstage. This is like after the match here. Swerve points out that he was the last person to beat Hangman Page not once but twice. Page says it's a new year, new him. However, Renee says that next week you'll get a dealer's choice match where Hangman will get to pick Swerve's opponent and Swerve will get to pick Hangman's opponent. So that's set for next week. Then we've got Thunder Rosa, Red Velvet. This match was fine. The crowd didn't give a shit. The most loud the crowd was all night was during the Swerve Jeff Hardy match. But you know, again, nothing too much about here. So it was basically a drop kick to Red Velvet for the win here of some sort. It was all right. Nothing too I don't really want to spit too no disrespect to Red Velvet, but There were so many better options you could have chose for Thunder Rosa's first singles match back on Dynamite. This wasn't one of them. We get here from Darby Allin and Sting. Darby Allin says, asks people what it's like to team with Sting. He says, since people ask him what it's like to team with Sting, he says he's impacted them since 2015 when he saw Sting's career end. Darby admits that he thought that if it was him, he heard Sting coming, and he heard Sting coming to AEW, and he wondered why he was retired. Darby flew to Sting's house. They rolled around in the ring, and Darby basically told Sting he still has it. The Young Bucks are shown backstage with headsets on their head. Back, and then they go back to the camera where they're in the ring. Darby points out that the rankings are back. If I'm being honest here, based on who they put in the international title thing with Jiggy, they ain't gonna matter. Says that. What was I saying? Oh, saying that basically. The undefeated tag team is Darby Allin and Sting. Says that they'd be dumbasses not to take that opportunity to become the tag team champions or even go after them. He tells Sting that he's got it again. This time he's not alone. Fans agree with him. Sting then admits, "Sure, let's do the tag team title match." We found out in 2 weeks from tonight it's gonna be Sting and Darby Allin challenging Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the tag team titles. Match I didn't give a shit about. The match that really didn't need to be on the show here. The Acclaim beating the Mogul Embassy for the trios titles because of the help of Bullet Club Gold. And I'm like, oh god, poor Jay White. Jay White went from main event the Tokyo Dome last year. Was it last year? No, it was last year against Kazuchika Okada. To doing scissoring with fucking the Acclaim. A former IWGP World Champion. Oh my god. AEW to me has dropped the ball on Jay White. Like, I cannot be excited for Jay White in AEW anymore. Well, the Full Gear thing, that killed it for me for Jay White. And I like, believe it or not, people are saying he wouldn't thrive in WWE. Well, dude, he's doing a WWE kind of bookings in AEW. Like, the Acclaimed stock, in my opinion, fell off at when the fuck did they lose those titles? 2022. Whenever they lost those, no, it was 2020. No, it was maybe early 2023 when they lost them to the Guns. Yeah, I don't care about I stopped caring about the Acclaim months ago. Not even that, maybe a year ago or so. And I was digging the Bullet Club Gold stuff, and then they decided to put them with the fucking Acclaimed, and it's whatever. It's. And here's the funny thing, right? Like, they don't even give a shit about the Undisputed Kingdom, right? They do all this stuff here. They supposedly formed a big faction, but they don't give a shit that the Undisputed Kingdom came after them. And they're going after the Mogul Embassy. Why would the Mogul Embassy have anything to do with the Undisputed Kingdom? But that's just me. Again, I didn't give a shit about this match. Neither should you. Move on. Main event time. This might be a short review. Main event time. Edge defeating Minoru Suzuki, which is a sentence I never thought I would say in my entire life here. Edge and Minoru Suzuki, who are both in their 50s, by the way. They came out here, got Kaze Nina, because of course they are. They keep going at it. They're slapping each other back and forth here. Because that's what they do here. The fight then spills to the outside of the floor. Edge sends them both crashing into the barricade. They return forearm exchanges, and the ring does, because that's what Suzuki does. It's his trademark bitch slapping the fuck out of you. Then was caught by a DDT by Edge. Edge then went for a spear, but Suzuki countered it into an armbar, forcing Edge to get a rope break. I believe he got his foot on the rope, maybe. Suzuki then goes for another submission, but Edge was able to break out of it. Finally, nails the spear for only for Suzuki to kick out. Suzuki then immediately goes back to the chokehold. This time locks it in. Almost made Edge pass out, but Suzuki was able to get out of it here. He then manages to drive Suzuki into the corner, busts out the kill switch, and gets the win for Christian's kill switch, and gets the win here. So Edge gets the win here. Christian is shown backstage watching on as Edge praises his opponent, puts him over as the hardest hitter he's ever faced, saying he's never been hit that hard in his entire life here. Looks to get a handshake from Suzuki, and Suzuki's like, fuck you. And I think Edge said, I'd be disappointed if he shook my hand too. So, but Edge made it clear that to Christian that he's still coming for his TNT Championship, and the rivalry is not over. And then that's how Dynamite went off the air. So yeah, not a bad Dynamite, but also not an excellent Dynamite as well. The show last week actually was I thought the show last week was very, very good, and my hometown brought it with the vibe here. So I'm very happy that my hometown did that. Match tonight I thought was Swerve and I would say Swerve and Edge, Swerve and Jeff Hardy. Followed that up by Hangman and Penta, and then the main event. Nice to see Minoru Suzuki on national television here. So there's that. Friday, I don't know what the lineup for Friday is. Let me see if I can find the Rampage. Stuff announced for Rampage. I can find that. Maybe I can find that on AEW's website. Let's find out. Okay, no, they don't actually advertise the Rampage stuff, I guess. Collision, though, I do know that... Oh, here we go. Here's the matches for Collision, because I don't know what they're going to do for Rampage outside that Fatal 4-Way match. We have Mariah May taking on Lady Frost. We're going to have the in-ring return of Serena Deeb, who's returning from her injuries. We have Bryan Danielson taking on Yuji Nagata. Bryan Danielson just getting his New Japan shit in before he retires, which good on him. Now give me Shingo Takagi, please, Tony Khan. And thank you. And oh, here it is. So it's okay. So the people in that Fatal 4-Way match is the Butcher. It's I believe that is Dralistico, and that the other guy is, oh my god, what the fuck is his name? The guy married to Penelope Ford. What the hell's his name now? Oh my god, this is going to Kip Sabian. That was his name. I could not remember his name for a second. And then Vikingo, and they will face Orange Cassidy on the show. And then the main event of that show, I'm assuming, is going to be the steel cage elimination match of FTR and Daniel Garcia versus the House of Black. So that is what is going on. I will see you back here Friday night for the final SmackDown before the Royal Rumble. We did find out sometime yesterday, that for the time being, until they find a replacement for Kevin Patrick, Michael Cole will be filling in for lead commentator. So you'll hear Michael Cole and Corey Graves on Friday, and then also you'll hear them do the Royal Rumble because they are the pay-per-view announcers. They might have Pat McAfee show up and do commentary for the Royal Rumble and all that stuff. Of course, Friday we're going to have the women's tag team title match between the Kabuki Warriors challenging and hopefully beating the tag team to win the tag team titles from Kitana Chance and Caden Carter. And I think AJ Styles is wrestling. So I think Solo Sikoa is going to wrestle AJ Styles on that show. I think. I could be wrong. Other than that, I don't have very much else to add. Other than that, until then, I've been Matt the Misfit. Again, I'll see you back here for Friday's Night SmackDown. We're out.